solely onto the Morphling to be able to fulfill that role. And I do really think Troll is actually one of the better heroes to protect it as well. Because if you turn to deal with the egg, then Troll can just freely right-click people and start to stack up the fervor. And once you've got a couple of stacks, all of a sudden, you're locked inside the middle. So I think regardless, Troll's going to have a really good time. He has gotten some buffs as well. I think really the important one, which was in 7.32, was just the ensnare now pierces spell immunity. So I think he's getting some nice value of life changes, but I don't think there's an advantage out of the draft. I think we're in store for an incredibly exciting game one.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to execution. You can even use things like the supernova, even if it's in a, I'm doing air quotes here, bad position. You can use that for Earthshaker to set up for like a Blink Echo Slam, right? Because if it's bad, you're like, oh, finally, one of these times where we can deal with the egg. And again, that's the thing about an Earthshaker and an Enigma and these style of TI heroes is that all it takes is 1 second of forgetfulness, and then a team fight is completely turned around.
Did Zeus get too many changes in the last patch? Oh, his jump got changed a little bit. I didn't think it was enough, actually. What was your thoughts on the Zeus change?
Not enough. Not enough at all. Maybe the level 4 change to make it every 14 seconds as opposed to every 10 is kind of nice, but other than that, nah.
Are you surprised then that we're not seeing the Zeus getting played? Because this is our first Zeus game so far in South America.
No, I'm not that surprised. I feel like the heroes like the spirits a lot stronger just because of the nerfs to heroes like Puck, for example. So I do like the fact that we're getting to see a little bit more, you know, the Void Spirit, the Ember Spirit. I wonder if that means Coddle's going to come back a little bit more as well. I know he's got his own nerfs, but Puck was the main Coddle answer. So if you can just feel like that's not necessarily a hero that can contest it anymore because of the nerfs to things like the Illusory Orb, feels good.
Yeah, it does seem like the Coddle is extremely region-based because we were still seeing it picked up at ESL. Like, Sumail was playing it. We saw Armel was playing it as well. That so far through South America, they are not playing it at all. So maybe they've just had more time to see how the small camp has really affected the Keep with the Light, or maybe they're just a region that don't particularly value it as much. And I think it's the latter.
That's what you love about TR, right? All these different understandings of Dota come together, and it's just who's on the better end on a certain day.
This is a nice fissure down bottom, yeah. Gardic's going to be in a lot of trouble. Nightmare to hold back the Weaver's damage, which is what they need to secure the kill. But that's something that now Gardic has to be very cautious of on Slardin's positioning.
Yeah. The Lumiere, not so much, right? That's why you've drafted this Morphling. Yes, there's good heroes to morph into, but you've got the waveform to be able to escape from this Earthshaker traps in the laning stage. So I feel like Draken's going to get a good amount out of this lane as well, right? You don't have the ways to lock him down and burst him super early on. So yeah, Weaver, even though it was picked up super early into the draft, it's still going to be in a pretty good spot come the mid game.
What the build is going to be for Draken as well, if it's just that Spirit Vessel into Wraith Pact, kind of those first 2 items, and then maybe you can go for something else later on, depending on what's required out of you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing is, with a Earthshaker, maybe not a Slardin Earthshaker, but in general, but with an Earthshaker and a Phoenix, I'm a little worried about not going some kind of farming item, like, you know, the Maelstroms, the classics. Lumiere getting a little bit low, still not quite level 3 down this bottom side. Top side there's a bit of action too. But I'm a little bit worried about your ability to keep up with scaling if kills aren't happening, if you go into this, you know, Vlad's Spirit Vessel build. Like, obviously you need to. You're against a Morphling, you're against a Death Prophet, but I just don't know if they've got the heroes to enable that truly, you know?
We do see how this top lane's shaping up at the moment. Katara and Katyu. It feels like these are 2 heroes that can play very well into the Tusk. And you see Theolacor hasn't even put a point in the tag team. The attack speed slow from the Fire Spirits, along for the mischance from the Whirling Axes as well, means that you're not really going to get full effectiveness out of this onto Theolacor. You always dive away as well if you're ever in some trouble. So they will get a lot of farm up here, but I don't know if they've really... Well, the Tyler's only got 6 last hits, in fact, so they are doing a really good job to be able to slow down the Death Prophet and how much he's able to get out of this lane.
Yeah, it's going to get even more difficult once you hit level 3 on the Phoenix as well, right? A lot more damage is able to come out, doubling the Fire Spirits from the very beginning. Got to make sure that there's no... Is he actually going to make some stacks? Yeah, I guess. Make some stacks, wanting to be able to go for some of these pulls, keep the equilibrium further towards them. I like it, especially considering a Tusk is wanting to go for a lot of these roaming plays. Steal away a Bounty Rune. Come on back. Ooh, even being able to get rid of an Observer Ward. That's really nice for Theolacor, and it brings him up to level 3. So we'll be able to disrupt this pull as well, you would think. Yep, there we go. Just really nice plays coming through from the Pos 4 from Hokori, and I don't think we've highlighted him enough, right? Hokori, Season 3 of the DPC, they finished 8th, dead last. And that was when Theolacor was not playing with him. Also, Season 1, they finished 6th. Season 2, when they were playing with him, all the way up to 3rd. And, you know, maybe it's a personal issue or something like that, but the man knows Dota.
Might have our first blood. Fissure's going to expire shortly. Enchant Totem, not a potential thanks to the Nightmare, so that Gardic will be able to get back to the tower.
Level 2 on the Brain Sap as well now, so he'll be able to trade a lot more equally. Just looking to use it as much as he can onto Draken. Force a lot of that regen to be purchased up. Although I like the Infused Raindrops purchase by Draken. Protect against the waveform plus the Brain Sap. Feels nice.
I think really that Vessel pickup from Draken is going to be something that Hokori are going to need an answer to. Maybe it's going to force a Lumiere to go like a Manta style first item. It's going to be nice for us to chains as well to be considering, and maybe the Axe's Purge, but yeah, I think Death Prophet as well is going to need a way to get rid of the Vessel, because it is a incredible item this game to just offset some of the tankiness that Hokori will be playing with.
What I do like that Analog is doing is he's constantly shoving out this mid lane as well. You know, with the Arc Lightning, it's nothing, you know, mind-blowing. He TP'd all the way back to base just to refill his bottle, considering he'd shoved it out. But it means that Sabas doesn't have the freedom to be able to rotate down towards this bottom side and get some charges into the Urn of Shadows. It just means that you're always having to consider this, especially considering it's the Siege creep wave as well.
Got it. There we go. Great rotation. The double support's trying to secure the power rune for Sabas, and well, they won't even need the illusion to be able to find this kill. So beautifully done. Getting rid of the Bane. Finally, we'll have him go down. I mean, Gardic was on the knife's edge multiple times down bottom with those fissures, but finally started and is able to help secure the kill.
And it's an important kill, right? Like, if you're not going to be getting charges into the urn, you at least need to make sure that you're protecting these power runes, and yeah, for them to pick that up for Sabas, they're on the same page, him and Slardin specifically.
Any big winners off the laning stage so far?
I don't think overall, no. I mean, in terms of individuals, Morphling's happy to just sit back and farm freely. Again, it's on him to get that really early Manta style. It's a standard build anyway, right? Troll Warlord doing just fine up on that top side. I was saying before, they put a lot of emphasis into the DP, not getting those early advantages, getting up to that level 12 timing is really important with all the bans that they expended to be able to protect it. So the fact that she's still sitting towards the bottom of the net worth charts for the cause, it's a big sign for Tempest.
I wonder if we'll see Hokori consider at making a play shortly, because you do have this Thunder God's Wrath on Analog to work with, so that actual global burst potential might be enough to maybe secure a kill. But nothing is opened up at the moment. Maybe Slardin, though, we're trying to D-ward inside the bottom jungle. It's getting pretty cute with the Jukes. Fissure, though, too long of a cast animation, so Sabas is going to start to rotate down. I don't think the Ember's going to be enough of a deterrent. He's going to go for the Zeus instead. Looking to push away Analog away from the Earthshaker. He gets... Oh, nice, no way. He got the deny. Oh, beautifully done from Analog.
Gardic as well. They're still chasing. Nightmare in 3.
They could turn it around. Weaver's nearby. He gets the double bugs as well from Draken. Oh, that is beautiful. He'll need a way to get rid of the Nightmare, but it doesn't even last long enough. So they'll split the targets. Sabas is going to go for Theolacor. Meanwhile, Draken can easily chase down the Bane as well. Surely not another deny. It can't happen. Is he going to go for it?
I mean, he really needed those own charges as well. So important that Draken made that rotation through. Yes, it gives Lumiere a little bit of time down bot on his own, but necessary. Oh, Theolacor. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looks like they'll be able to land this one. They got the urn onto him.
Oh, they might get a return kill though. Lumiere playing around with the Earthshaker replicate is off to a fine start. Free farming in the lane, 2 kills.
The sentry that they placed down there just out of range of Slardin's Observer too, so that'll hurt a little bit. Sets up for a lot more kills for sure, especially from Sabas, who now, for the first time against Azus, has actually got that lane shoved all the way in. So Lumiere will go snare the bounty rune. Shouldn't be in any danger of dying, but prevents any kind of aggressive rotation from coming through here. Just tries to steal some creeps, but not quite yet, my man.
What can we expect out of Hokori with this first Exo? I'll hold that thought as Cat-U is getting chased down. Doesn't dive into the tree, so they will still be able to chase him up towards the north of the forest there. And there we go. All right, well, that kind of answers my question. They kill the Phoenix, and as soon as he's gone from defending the tower, they will pop the Exo to try and help get the first objective of the game.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to make sure there wasn't that sneaky Phoenix from the tree line being able to just slowly shove out the waves. It's still really early, right? A DP can't solo take this tower if you're just forced to do it on yourself without any help from creeps. See, as soon as he's back alive, that's exactly what he does. When he go up into the trees, this could be another death unless he's got silence. Well, that's a quick double death. And the tower's still gonna fall.
A lot of gold given over to Natali. Bottom lane, they're making an attempt on Lumiere. The Spirit Vessel is what they were requiring to finally try and put some pressure onto the Morphling. A TP out, but Slardin's nearby to stop that in its tracks. That's a gigantic kill for Tempest to find the hero on top of the net worth. And now this might be able to open up a little bit of damage onto bottom with the catapult wave.
It's that Observer Ward, right? It gave complete understanding of who was playing behind Morphling. They knew no one was. They knew they made a rotation up top on Theolacor to be able to secure the kill onto the Phoenix. So, yeah, it was basically a free kill. Even just making sure to pull the creep wave away. Not wanting to delay this tower going down at all. Just wants it off the map and Sabas to continue to make plays.
It is off to an incredible start, and we've seen what Sabas can do on the Ember Spirit. 2-0-1, Javelin already completed. And they should be able to defend mid here on Tempest. Unfortunately, Cat-U's not going to be playing with this Phoenix ultimate just yet. So we'd like to see him try and get some solo experience somewhere, but he'll be forced to kind of stick around just in case a fight does break out.
Not sure how that works on Vitaly. I feel like he was regenning a lot less from the Spirit Siphon because of the magic resistance, because he tried to siphon a flag bearer creep. And of course, it's got that, was it 40% magic resist? Something crazy?
I think
40%.
so, yeah.
Oh, they see Theolacor. Not quite level 6 just yet. Running into an Earthshaker, which, by the way, plenty of levels over here for Slardin. Nearly level 7. Going into that early Aghanim Shard again. This is what I was talking about. You want to make sure that you've got this build to enable someone like the Weaver to frequently get kills. If you go Blink Dagger, you don't have that. If you go Aghanim Shard, you do. Much more frequent usages of all your spells.
And we see how kind of both sides are looking to play as well. Just whenever the 2-minute interval is up. 3 heroes from both Hokori and Tempest move to the bottom. Power Rune just to try and contest this, because Ember's looking for an active room, and even the Zeus as well, with maybe like an Arcane or a Regent to help out. So this is going to be something to keep our eyes on. If we don't get any fights in the side lanes, whenever that 2-minute interval is up, then we almost might, I should say always will have a skirmish around the lane.
All the while this is happening though, Troll just sitting back, farming the old Battle Fury. He's going to back off from the Bane. Not that Bane really had any kind of kill potential. There's no global threat coming through. But just trying to be a nuisance right now. Give a lot of information to the Troll Warlord. Maybe force a defensive movement so that you're not able to snowball with these other 4 heroes.
Bottom lane, Dyro going pretty aggressive here for the moment. Rotations are starting to come out, but Analog, that's an aggressive jump forward. He should tick out to the Spirit Vessel. Snowball maybe buying some time. One more tick, it's not enough. But the Remnant, look at that. Sabas is on the prowl. He'll get the vision, and there's the slight. They'll secure the kill. And you know what? Draken, hang on, this is even deeper. Inside a T3 tower. A time lapse Sabas gets the health back, not too far away, but no one is home for Hokori to penalize the Weaver.
Just weren't quite on the same page there. This is what I was talking about, right? You need your Tusk, you need your DP to be the ones going in first. Morphling's not ready yet. He needs, at minimum, the Manta style before he goes up into this Spirit Vessel. So if that's not there, and your DP is not already popped the Exorcism and running at him, I wouldn't be jumping in aggressively with the Heavenly Jump if I'm Analog.
Can we see Hokori maybe start to tickle down mid with the Exo? Because you know the Supernova's on cooldown?
Yeah, it's a potential, of course. Hey, a tickle is... It's painful in its own way, you know?
If you tickle long enough, it can be no fun at all. There we go. Battle Fury picked up.
Incredibly ticklish.
Oh, all right. I'll remember that.
Shouldn't have told you that.
Tickle, 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 tickle. Oh, both callers getting
that
the farm.
against me like you do everything.
I don't know. Oh, look at this. Lumia's going second item Scepter. So, interesting.
Attack speed against a troll. It was kind of nice. It just takes a little bit longer to build up the further stacks.
Bottom lane, Weaver might be in trouble if the snowball's fast enough. Oh, they still got the stun. He got at least a bunch of health back, but the Thunder God's Wrath will close out the kill. They're starting to TP down bottom, though. Slardon's here for the moment. They're going to see Vitaly on the creep wave. Meanwhile, off to the left side, Theolokor, a solo battle trance from Katara. They'll be able to kite him still. The more important target's going to be Vitaly. They want to commit. They probably need the Echo Slam for the damage. Although there's no TP potential, so they can take as long as they want to secure the kill. And Slardon will finally use that ultimate, and Sabas gets the dominating streak.
Okay, so a 1-for-1. You still haven't used this Exo, though, so I feel like you're not lacking stuff on the Death Prophet, you know? It's not like he's making a lot of these moves that just aren't paying off. You still got the kill. You still forced heavy movements. You forced out a use of the Battle Trance and the Echo Slam. Even the time lapse was about to, come back up. But yeah, maybe now's the time, now that you don't have the Echo to worry about, to just clump up around this mid lane, push it in forward, and open up the map a little bit further so that you can look to invade a Troll Warlord with his Battle Fury that's trying to accelerate his farm.
Is there a side we feel like is going to have a more drastic, like, mid-game spike? Because everyone's finding their farm. Like, we've got an incredibly even game, but who do we feel like will have that slight advantage as we get maybe to the 20-minute mark?
I'd be giving it to Hokori. I think you're probably going to go into this Dragon Lance first on the Morphling. Of course, you can disassemble it, not for the Ogre Club anymore, Ogre Axe, excuse me, but for the Blade of Alacrity. So still just as valuable towards building into an Aghanim Scepter. And then you're close-ish towards the BKB and that level 12, on the Death Prophet to really feel like he's at his peak. Is that a Blink Dagger on Theolokor as well? Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow. Slardon's got his own Blink as well. So both position 4s with really that item they're looking for to maybe start some of these fights. So Tempest, they're going to look to smoke up. Ward on the triangle. And more Sabas is going to look to try and siege down the tower. Raiden, are you going to bring the numbers nearby to protect this? Theolokor and Analog are starting to part their way mid.
They're just trying to play as safely as possible. I thought they might have dropped down some kind of Observer Ward next to the cliff there.
By the triangle, Gardic. I see the Bane for the moment.
This is a full fight.
Will jump in. But they're going to be cautious though how long they stick around, because the rest of Raiden instantly swinging over to the high ground. They'll kill off the Weather. Earthshaker's gone as well before the fight really continues to break out. It's a great move from Hokori. As soon as they see that Tempest are trying to control the triangle, they bring every single member to keep it standing.
They still didn't have to Exo. Vitaly's just up here trying to find the Troll Warlord when he was hunting. And he'll continue pushing on forward. Force, again, more of those defensive rotations. You're just trying to bide your time right now. Allow the Morphling to get into that second strong item to truly be a part of this game. Just be a little bit careful, though. He's full Agimorph right now.
Mid lane? Oh, no! Slardon's going to be in with the Echo Slam, but the chain controls are going to be enough. Lumiere pops the Manta and he's out. And meanwhile, Radiant, they can go back in now. Theolokor doesn't have to follow up. The Supernova will force Hokori back from being able to jump the weak Sabas. And he will still tick out nonetheless, though, as Draken finds the Tusk on the retreat.
What great support play coming through, though. Did you see that? I'm pretty sure that was the lightning bolt to stop the stun coming through on the Earthshaker, and then the nightmare to stop the damage coming through to follow up, which would have absolutely killed the Morphlings. So great team play, Hokori, to be able to protect Lumiere.
Can they set up on Vitali top? They have a vessel charge to work with. No one else is going to join the Weaver at the moment. Oh yeah, they're going to see this. Great call. They know this instantly. So multiple members are going to look to move to top. Sebas will probably have to use some remnants to catch up. But Draken's almost solo killing him as well. Honestly, this is just going to prove it how much damage this Weaver can really pump out with multiple vessel charges.
They have taken mid in the meantime, though. Okay. It's not a team fight, but they still take the mid tower. So it's not like they got nothing out of it. I doubt there are many teams that would go for that kind of like bait level play where it was like, actually, I just wanted the free TP scroll. I'd already bought up my my BKB. I didn't lose any of that passive gold. It's a possibility. You never know. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd say, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Well, it's big though, the space that he made for the tier 1, because now this opens up the Roche. Like if you take a team fight, maybe if you get 2 kills, including the Earthshaker, I think has to be one of them, then you can definitely consider Roche with Tag Team and Lumiere, because he almost has Scepter completed as well.
300 gold. Kind of nutty.
Dude, he's farming incredibly well.
Yes, he is, and there's a big reason why they brought him over in that most recent shuffle. He is such a talented player.
Undergod Slardon. Oh, they're nearby. I'm not going to try and jump for the Earthshaker. No way to really close the distance. Yeah, the fact that him moving on over to Hokori and his farming patterns have been something I'm impressed with, in particular with this game. Like, you're going up against a hero that has this steroid in the Battle Fury, and you're further ahead than him.
Here we go. Aghanim Scepter. Just looking to shove out the lane. Nothing too obvious, but, I mean, Zeus does kind of show the Arc Lightning from invisibility. So they need to back off a little bit. Do they just go straight into the Roche pit? No, the Swarm is going to force them to back off a little bit. I mean, this is, again, one of those games where a single Echo Slam into the Supernova, they've got the Veil of Discord as well, could just turn the game back in Tempest's favor.
They're going to smoke again, reapplying it to see who they can catch out. They might just force a fight by Roche. If they can't see anyone nearby, why not just make them come towards the neighborhood? But it seems like Dire, I mean, BKBs aren't yet completed. Katara needs one more item. Sebas needs one more item as well. So this is not going to be an easy fight.
Pretty far out.
They're going to see him alone for the moment, but the Zeus Analog. What are you doing here, brother?
I mean, it's space. They got the Roche, but probably don't want to give up your...
You can't fight now, though. Exo's it's soon to expire. They're going to drop the Supernova. Theolocorp will snowball to the left side. Garnic's going to escape down to the south as well, but they can pursue on for these easy stragglers. So Tempest, yes, you lose the Aegis, but I don't think it matters. You'll take a tier 1 mid. You've now got 30 seconds at least to be able to get the other lanes in a good position.
They don't have the glyph for another 5 seconds. Yeah, why not? You got this siege creep.
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1. Oh, they don't get the free glyph. Feels bad.
And
that's
now
pretty
look
huge, right? Opens up the map. Much more places for you to farm with this Battle Fury. It just means that even though Lumiere had such a great start to the game,
mid lane?
Catch out here. Any dust? Any revealers? Yep, Sentry's there.
Any revealers? Slardon. Fling up in 3. Lumiere, I think, got a glimpse of him entering the higher ground. Just escape. He's going to go forward, though.
How could we forget?
How could we forget? What a beautiful thing of Dota it is. Meanwhile, Cat-Yu dive down, but back by the secret shop. Lumiere secures the kill, and Cat-Yu will not escape. I was going to say, dude, that punch surely gets it off in the nick of time, and he does. So Hokori, they get some kills, but look at the lanes. Sebas, recognizing his role, is going to shove in mid. Top lane's getting shoved out. So, we like at least this from Tempest. Even though they lose multiple members, you have the read that as long as we get the lanes out and hopefully not lose too many towers, we'll be okay.
They stayed behind for far too long, though. You know, the reason why Hokori felt so comfortable to be able to go in is that you knew there was no Supernova, you knew there was no Echo Slam, you still have this Aegis to be able to play around with, so Just a very small misplays after a fantastic one coming through from Tempest. Just swing the pendulum a little bit more back in their favor. You also had to use the glyph previously as well, so they can even look to get some free damage onto this bottom tower if they wanted to. They've got full triangle control right now. I don't think they need to take a team fight. That's exactly what they do. Lumiere just being backed up a little bit by Theolacor. He's got the Blink Dagger ready. I feel like you just put Gardic on any kind of avenue for them to walk up into you, right? Like, there's no need to put DP first. I guess she's got a BKB in the Spirit Siphons, but... Well, there we go. Free tower, full-on smoke coming through. Get the little bit of information first from the illusion, yeah.
Do they jump Vitali? It's not an easy kill. They get the fissure before the BKB. They're going to try and bring down the Death Prophet. They need to wait to hold them inside the Supernova, but they're going to be able to kite this for the moment from Hokori. They're doing an incredible job to avoid the fight, and now they can go back in. But the Echo Slardon! Not again! Turns it around. The Fissure finds a Zeus as well, and all of a sudden, the Earthshaker gives them a sign of life throughout the team fight. And now they're on the prowl for Lumiere as well. They might not be able to catch up. Slardon's continuing to chase Blink into the Fissure, but a waveform is there as Lumiere is out to the triangle, but Slardon does it again. It doesn't matter what day it is. It doesn't matter what game it is. You give this guy the Earthshaker, man, he will perform.
Oh, there's a reason he's on the approved list of Earthshaker players, man. What a turnaround. I mean, you're playing with this Aegis, and honestly, it feels like Hokori are the ones playing a little bit more scared. It's kind of nuts. Just goes to show how the impact of comfort heroes could be so significant. Now as well, you've got the additional cast range from the Eye of the Vizier. You've got the Aghanim Shard as well on Slardon, so his impact in these team fights is going to be even more prominent now. Going into the Aether Lens too. These fissures are going to be coming from the other side of the map soon.
The rune of invisibility.
Oh, maybe with the BKB picked up shortly from Lumiere, he might be able to have an easier time to be able to play into Tempest. Like if he can catch out the Earthshaker, and because that is a lot of their control on Dire. But it's not going to be easy with, like you mentioned, I mean, him going for a lot of the items that he is, he can just position himself further away.
With him, with Slardon dead, there's basically nothing that locks people in place so that you can avoid the Troll Warlord if you're unlucky with the roots. But more importantly, the Supernova. We haven't really seen a true impactful Supernova. Lumiere's pushing top. They know that there's no Echo Slam, so he's
10 seconds on Aegis. 10 seconds on Aegis. Lumiere just gets out, but the Phoenix is a big kill. He's got a buyback. They do not have the outpost control. That'll be it. Just a pick off.
Oh, actually, smoking in. The fake back. I love a good fake back. They're going to be cautious.
Echo up in 10. They're going to see Vitali. They got the ward on the high ground. Draken will pop this as well, getting more information. But the Troll's going to move into the middle. Theolacor's going to be able to hold it back for the moment. Kataro has got an opportunity to pop to BKB along with the Battle Trance, but they won't be able to deal with the Morphling for the moment. With the Supernova inside the middle, they need a wait to be able to kill the egg.
He's running through the BKB.
Lumiere, it doesn't get any attacks off, and he'll be penalized as Tempest find another. They'll try and catch up the Gardic, but a Bane will just escape. A nice TP out from himself, but Tempest again, their team fights proving to be too much for Hokori to handle.
If you have a look at the fight recap, 5.3 thousand damage done by the Troll Warlord there, and a measly 690. Nice. Coming through from the Morphling. If you want an example of why this change to the Troll Warlord having the Ensnare Pierce spell immunity is so significant, look no further. This was it. He was out of there if he just was able to pop the BKB and run like you could a few weeks ago.
Oh, Bane chains into Fissure. Theolacor, I don't think the punch is going to be enough to protect him. Vitali's going to charge in a... Maybe get the Phoenix as well. Cat, you dive away. The Phoenix lives. And now Death Prophet might be
Sebastian's just killing him. Solo.
Oh, no, Sebas.
Onto the Tusk underneath tier 4 towers. Not so ideal usage of the glyph. You gotta get rid of Tempest's comfort, man. Like, we saw them dominate with these two heroes in a couple of days ago in the first round of the upper bracket, and they're just going to do it again if you give them the opportunity.
Dude, he's 11, 0, and 4 on Sabas. He's got a double damage rune in the bottle. Lincoln's almost completed. More than halfway there is the Ember.
I do like, you know where we were mentioning that with the Earthshaker dead, they are kind of lacking a little bit of control? That's why I like the fact that Tempest have recognized this flaw in their draft. First item that Draken got after the Spirit Vessel was that Rod of Atos. He got it even before the Vlads and the Wraith Pact, and you've still got the potential to turn it into something that's going to be obviously doing more damage and providing that AoE control too, with the Gleipnir coming soon.
They are going to do barely any damage to Kataru. He went the 20 talent with the plus 10 Berserker Rage Armor. He's got 40 now. So it's going to stop a lot of the damage from the Death Prophet Exo. The tag team is going to be heavily mitigated. This is an incredible talent. Look at them just charging up. Exactly right. It's all on the Zeus, but the Ember has so much farm that I don't know if Zeus can position anywhere. Like, Sabas will find him.
I think we can see what the strat is, though. Have a look at Tusk quick buy. Have a look at the Death Prophet quick buy. It's that Heaven's Halberd. That's the thing that they want. They just want to reduce this ongoing impact from Katara on his Troll Warlord, but again, that doesn't really address Sabas at all. He's the one that's flawless so far this game.
Right, so Dai, they will have confirmation of how Radiant are playing. The Ward on the higher ground kind of buy this top
Roche
power
15.
rune. This Roche could really decide the game. Tempest get the second one.
Sabas is just wanting it to be another 10 seconds over what it is right now. He's just waiting on that Lincoln Sphere for himself. Yeah, they've got decent ways to be able to pop it with the Enfeeble, with the Arc Lightning, but it's just another layer, especially if it's an unknown layer of these upcoming team fights. I don't know how it exactly works with the Ogre Seal.
They're going to start on Vitali. It's a lot of damage onto the Death Prophet early. Vitali will pop the BKB. They're going to drag him into the middle with the Snowball as well. Supernova, and now they've got firm control of the team fight. They're going to try and kite themselves to the north, but it just doesn't matter. The buyback is there. Maybe they can rejoin knowing that the Supernova's on cooldown. It's going to be all up to Lumiere to turn it. It's going to waveform up to the high gun, targeting down Slide at the moment. And look at the damage with the Enchant Totem. And now we'll go toe-to-toe. In fact, he doesn't want to take the duel versus Kataru. He wants the easy kills into Draken instead. It's a good fight, man.
The power of the Morph Shaker, dude. Feels very, very strong, and now you've got waveform attacks targets as well. He's building up into the Skadi, which I don't hate, you know, just a little additional way to be able to lock down onto heroes when they're trying to escape. The Weaver, of course, from the Shikuchi, Ember Spirit, slower retreat from the Fire Remnants, even just Troll, cutting around these team fights quite well. They had to expend a lot for that, though. Buybacks being used on both Vitali as well as Gardeck, but it's well worth it.
You've got the Ag Shard now for Lumiere. So you have the capability to pop that attribute shift through the stuns. I really would not hate him going Satanic after the Skadi as well, considering you have another way to purge off the chains. You can get, yeah, you should be able to purge off the root as well from the Troll, right? I have to imagine.
What are we looking at?
The Troll and Snare, you would be able to purge that off too with the Satanic.
Yeah.
So I would really like to see
just a normal route, basically.
Yeah. Like to see him go for that after the Skadi, but they're potentially back in this.
Anytime you got a Morphling, you got to have the Satanic just for that waveform attacks targets. You're basically back at full HP if you waveform through even just a creep wave, you know?
Seen what Lumiere could do. Give him the Earthshaker, so again, it comes down to positioning. He tried to jump Slardon through that last fight, so now again, he's going to have to be further and further away.
They're just trying to stall this game until they get to that point, though. The Yolakor did a great job of pushing out the bottom lane, forcing a rotation through from Kataro to be able to deal with it. They want to be playing the game on their terms on Tempest, and what that also does is it brings Analog closer to his level 18. It means that you are getting closer and closer towards that Skadi, but not quite yet there for Lumiere. He needs about another 1,000 gold. This sells the old magic wand.
They're gonna smoke. Hokori have a pretty good ward behind the tier 2 tower, but it looks like they're going to try and part their way to bottom instead. Have they got any wards
Exactly where they're going, though. They're going to walk right through where Tempest are right now. Oh, actually, they're taking a detour. Oh, they see the... Did they see that Korean? No, not quite.
Oh, Sabas on the high ground, smoke's gonna pop. A blink up, Ethereal Core doesn't find the target. They're still gonna waveform forward. A lot of damage onto the Weaver. Meanwhile, to the right side, the Nimbus stops Lana from being able to jump into the middle, but it doesn't matter. They've got it on top of the Morphling and no hesitation, dropping the Supernova for the respawn, but Lumiere turns with the PKP, but he doesn't have the right clicks. You gotta get out of Hokori, you can't stick around, but they're on pursuit. As Tempest, Atos there, straight onto the Zeus they go. The fissure follow-up is enough, and Hokori will not escape. One by one, they get chased down, a waveform to the south, and he will just make it out.
The Olakor got to be careful. Just wanted to push that one more wave forward to try and delay the backdoor protection from being removed. But Kataro, he doesn't care. The creep wave was there, just enough time. And, well, actually, backdoor kicks in, but I don't think it's going to be enough when you're going up against this Orb of Corrosion, plus a Troll Warlord going full force.
2 full sets at least. Might even poke the tier 4s.
Might test the waters. Does Lumiere want to save for buyback? There we go. They're going to try.
They might get 2 tier 4s.
Well, they got Glyph, but
he's a big boy, man.
they didn't have the TP back on Morphling. They're going to be forced to pop the Glyph. So one more team fight and they could look to end. Just run it down mid. Who cares about top? Let's go on the Blink Dagger instead on the Morphling. Okay. Well, I suppose when you consider you're going to be morphing into Earthshaker a lot of the time, and something that he, of course, you're not going to be able to avoid it every single fight because, you know, you're up against a Zeus. He provides you with that global vision with the Thunder God's Wrath, but just staying away from the Morphling on its own, Slardin's doing a pretty good job, right? That's not even counting into the fact his echoes, his team fight control coming through from the Fisher with the Aghanim Shard. Really solid game coming through from him again.
We do see the read from Hokori, though. In that last fight, Analog, he tried to drop the Nimbus down on Slardin's location, so he couldn't blink in and get the Echo. You could still fissure, but that was all he could do. And also, it enabled the Morphling to see where the Earthshaker is. So, we'll see if they're going to be able to replicate that. But in a game like this now, where both sides have a lot of ways to initiate, and both sides have a lot of key heroes that have to die first, it comes down to vision and who gets the jump.
To me, it really did feel like they made that previous movement a little preemptively, right? You know, I mentioned how close they were to picking up that next item. At the time, it was Skadi on Lumiere, but instead he's going into the Blink Dagger, Swift Blink, Satanic now. You weren't quite level 18 on Analog at the time, so felt a little bit weird that they wanted to commit so heavily when they had all the time in the world to be able to play around.
Unfortunate that Hokori won't be able to take a fight with the double damage rune that Lumiere just picked up. Trying to find whatever farm he can across the map, working on that Swift Blink. Might even buy out for it.
The rune of regeneration.
This is an incredibly difficult game for them to come back on. It's not like they have that X factor with an Echo turnaround. It is all on Lumiere, it feels like.
He's got to get out, though. He's shoved the wave in a couple of times. You know that your outpost is being taken. That is a not safe place to be pathing towards Lumiere.
All right, this could help out. Vitali's working on a Halberd next. Just any little thing to stall out the damage from the Troll. Maybe enabling Lumiere to win the duel. Minor things you're going to need here.
Go for this solo pick-off onto the Ember Spirit? Like, you've got Enfeeble. Enfeeble into Fiend's Grip. Oh, the pincer. They know exactly where he is.
Exactly where they are. Lumiere goes for the TP, but Slardin stops it in and tracks instantly. And the tip is there for good measure. They won't get the Bane. Oh, but they'll get an even bigger kill in the Morphling.
Got it.
Just trying to shove these waves out as much as he can. Tusk just saying, hey, look at this, I'm taking your outpost. They don't care. They're just going to run down again, test the buybacks, see if they've got the ability to defend these tier 4s. And without the Morphling, they absolutely do not. Really would appreciate having that 4-staff as well on the Tusk. Will they have time to be able to pick it up?
She's got to buy back. They will definitely be able to force it out, though.
He's forced to come back. Might need to sell the magic stick just so you can afford a 4-star. Still so close.
Oh, that's so scary. Double Remnant. Where can I position?
Slowly burning you as well, so it stops the Blink Daggers coming through from Theolacor. He's moved his way away, more towards the right-hand side. They really don't want to use this buyback. They might be forced to still, though.
I mean, they
No
could,
glyph.
whenever they want, they could just fissure jump and Ember in, and they're going to do just that. There's Sabas onto the Zeus. There's nothing they can do, Theolacor. No hope of a snowball, no hope of a punch. They're holding their buybacks. Morphe's
No
up in
mana
a couple
to
of
Halberd.
seconds, but it looks like it's going to be too long. Tempest, they're going to get out. Katara retreating through the mid lane. Weaver's out to the north as well, and they pillage everything from Hokori.
Even just using the Exo. They're just like, all right, win for us. Wait out the Exo. No buyback on the Zeus. Feels good for us. He went for the ninja gear under vision. We don't know that they've got the vision right. Oh, they know that for sure. They didn't have the Morphling vision at the time, but the rest of the team, that's the real important one. But I mean, look at bot lane. This is obvious as hell. It's coming in. They're grouping up underneath their vision. They know the Roshan has the potential to be up, and is. This would be pretty big if they're able to somehow steal it away.
Jump, Theolacor gets
full
a vision. They
backline.
see the Earthshaker. That's not
what
a
a big
bad
pick.
start. That is not a bad start. They get the replicate as well. Are they going to commit for this?
Oh, do you have to? I mean, tier 4s are getting hit, man. Someone needs to deal with the base, and I think they might just be waiting for someone to move back, and then they go and contest the Roshan.
Yeah, you could just drop Supernova and force them to either commit for Roche or the egg. As the buyback coming out, he's going to dive in. Roche is about a third health for the moment.
Morphling, again, just trying to find that backline pickoff. Slider's positioning is really important. He's
Katara's
playing
got the
behind
DD.
everyone.
Oh no. Roche is falling, guys. You need vision. You need somewhere to do it. Lumiere! They get the Aegis. They get the feed scoop as well. But he's going to waveform out. They don't want to take the fight. Lumiere, he's going to be okay for the moment. The Supernova once again being a deterrent. And now Sabas is just going to work. The backline never stood a chance against the Ember. The Zeus is gone. The Morphling, the sole survivor in the team fight. And he too will be killed off with no remorse as
Ancient's
Tempest
dying, brothers.
find a team wipe. The throne, it will be protected for Lumiere, but it will not matter. Tempest can walk it down and close out game one.
Great steal coming through. Even got the refresher shard. Might be forced to pop it for this last-ditch attempt, excuse me. They're going to go the safe route. It takes another 5 seconds just to be able to get the Mega Creeps, and here we go, closing in 1v5. He's trying to find the Earthshaker. That is the only source of damage yet to come through. One more glyph remaining. Maybe he kills the Phoenix. Maybe. Oh, maybe not.
Oh no, hate to see it. Hokori dropping game one. What an incredible start to our second series. And what else were we expecting between these two teams when we saw our earlier one with series one? Just was an appetizer, just a teaser, and now we're into the full dinner meal here.
What more were we expecting from Sabas is the real question, as we see on the scoreboard. 20, 0, and 10. You gotta ban it. Just ban it.